$99.90 or American Energy Air.com. Serving the greater Sacramento area since 1981. American Energy, making the uncomfortable comfortable.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, Sactown Sports 1140.
Card Part Saturday, they're riding with you. Best card show in the country, it's true. So saddle up and listen, find out what you've been missing. You can be a card part too.
Yes, it's time for another fresh pack of sports card infotainment. This is the True Sports Card Show. I'm Whitey Gleason. On today's lineup card, let's see here. With his card value soaring higher than one of his prodigious blasts, we'll take a peek at affordable Shohei Ohtani rookie cards. That is, if we can find any. We'll look at yesterday's LeBron James 101 Topps autograph announcement, as well as what the Kings did to his Lakers last night, with Kings opening night just days away. And we'll update you on True Sports cards and whatnot, and whatnot, and whatnot. But we can't do anything without bringing out our heavy hitter, the subject of a fascinating, long overdue article in the Sacramento Bee this week, Mr. True Sports Cards himself, Everett Polani!
I think we're out of time.
Oh, thanks for being with us.
Yes. What a voice. What a voice. Thank you very much, everybody. Good to see all of you, both on YouTube as well as listening on the radio. It's nice to be back. Mm-hmm. As you can hear, my voice is a little bit hoarse. We'll talk about why, especially when you're spending 8 hours yelling and selling on whatnot. We'll talk a little bit about
Yelling
that.
And selling. I
yelling
like that.
and selling. Let's really quickly recap today. So we're going to talk definitely about the Kings. I'm excited about that. Season openers next week. There's a small possibility, a very small, tiny one, that I'll be able to go to Phoenix to watch the Kings play on Wednesday for the season opener. I have not missed a home opener in a long time. So I'm looking forward to seeing the Kings play against the Utah Jazz on Friday.
2-0 is very realistic.
2-0 is very realistic in this case.
After that, I don't know.
After that, might be 0 and whatever after that. But two very winnable games. And are you planning on going on opening night?
Not to Phoenix, but Friday, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're going?
Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
because
we'll probably be doing our show from there, I think.
Oh.
Yeah.
Do you have a seat after you're done with the show?
I sure hope so.
I mean, do they kick you out of Radio Row, or do you get to sit there?
No, typically there's
Okay, I was going to say I might have an extra ticket.
Oh, okay. Well,
So-
it's a tradition, because last year,
Yeah,
I sat
me, you,
with
and Jay.
for that Minnesota debacle.
God, that was so bad. So bad. So who would we be looking forward to playing against as far as like excitement of seeing the other team? The Kings beat them, but what, Markkanen? For Utah. Markkanen. I'm trying to think who else is on that team still. Kevin Love.
Oh, that's
You
right.
know Kevin Love's on the Utah Jazz. He should have been on the Utah Jazz for many reasons since the beginning of his career, but
Colin Sexton.
No, he got traded.
Did he?
Yeah, Anthony, can you fact check that? Mm-hmm. I want to say he went to Charlotte.
Okay.
Let's take a look at that. Yeah,
I'm not up on my Utah Jazz roster. My goodness.
and apparently not the Charlotte Hornets roster either.
That's a real embarrassing thing.
Yeah,
Isaiah
he's
Collier,
on the Hornets.
Keontae George.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Bryce Sensabaugh. These are all names that people have been buying in the Utah Jazz. You know who they're not buying? Cody Williams.
Taylor Hendricks is a pretty good player.
You just made that. You just looked.
No, he's
How
a
about-
good player. He was hurt last
How
year.
about most importantly, Ace Bailey? Hello. The brand new rookie for them that was pick number 6. He was in conversation for pick number 2. But Dylan Harper, his co-star at Rutgers, ended up being number 2 pick for the Spurs. And then Ace Bailey went number 6, where he was giving the body language that he didn't want to be on the Utah Jazz. But so far in the preseason, it looks like he's getting comfortable with it and playing pretty well. So we're going to get to see Ace Bailey, hopefully, if he's not injured. Let's have him have a great game for you Ace Bailey investors. And they lose. That's what I want. I want everybody to do well. And the Kings beat them. That's what I want.
Shouldn't be too much to ask on that night anyway.
You know, in the collecting
And
world.
my apologies to all you Colin Sexton fans. That was inexcusable.
Yeah, both of you.
Yeah.
The other thing I was going to say is that when people ask me, well, who do you root for, Emran? I root for every player to do awesome and lose against the Kings and lose against the Niners. That's what I care about.
I know it's just a preseason and blah, 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 but that was a nice win for the Kings last night. And in some ways, I think they needed a win.
Oh, God, they need it.
Yeah.
I would have been okay with just being competitive, which they were already that, which was the exciting part. So as long as the Kings can stay competitive, that's all we can have. There was a media pundit that was basically saying, look, the Kings are playing 3.0 chess, 4D chess. They're gathering all the assets, having them play, then going to offload them to contenders.
Ooh, who said that? I agree with that.
Yeah. So, you're going to get DeMar run. You're going to get Zach LaVine run. You're going to get maybe even Sabonis run in the sense of saying, see? Mm-hmm. Zach LaVine, 28 points a game, shoots 40% from three. You sure you don't want him? He might be the winning push for you. We'll take some assets. We'll take some first rounders. We'll take some young players. If Scott Perry is as smart as I think he is, that might be the play.
How excited are you about Russ?
I am excited about Russ. Okay, so a lot of people...
Another team brought in Russ.
As you ran Drive Guys this week, I'm sure that was a conversation of, what are we doing? Calm down. We've got one of the 75 greatest players of all time on our team who's not going to ruffle feathers, that's not going to complain about not getting in the game. Russ knows what he is. He's 18 to 24 minutes a game. He's going to come off the bench. He's going to score 10 to 13 points a game. He's going to throw, 6 assists, 5 assists. He's going to be a nice addition. We're complaining about point guards. We get one, and then we complain about that. We're just a bunch of whiners, aren't we?
But the complaint is he's taking minutes from somebody who might be better served using those minutes. Like, I don't know, Devin Carter or somebody, one of their younger players. So I understand that argument. I think it's going to pencil out fine. And by the way, Russ is 506, if I'm not mistaken, 506 points shy of becoming the all-time leading scorer at point guard. He's going to break.
No way.
Once he gets there, he'll break Oscar Robertson's record.
It's going to be done in a Sacramento Kings uniform.
It should be, yeah, because he's never scored fewer than 700 and something points.
I was listening to the cumulative stats of what he did this past season. He was like 13 points a game, 6.5 assists per game, like 4 rebounds a game. His shooting sucks as far as like the actual percentage, but I'm not worried about that. I mean, you look at some of these other guys, they're terrible shooters. It's amazing to me when I listen to some of these stats and they go, he shoots 33% from three. That sucks. It's like, calm down. It's 1 in 3 versus 4 in 10 is amazing. It's like, calm down. It's not that big of a deal. So I just feel like this Kings team is going to look wholly different. And that's WHOLLY. Not the other holy.
Yeah.
Wholly different come February. I think that we'll probably see 3 players unloaded. I think DeMar will move on. And I think the Kings are working with... Okay, I know nothing, guys. This is not breaking news.
You sure sound like it when you wear your glasses.
Well,
and you look like
I
it, too.
feel smarter already. Yeah. I just want to say that, I feel like they're going to do what they need to do to showcase the players and say, yes, you can see what the Kings players can do. Who wants them? Highest bidder. Let's do what's best. I hope they don't do something like De'Aaron last year where they panic and then they just throw him for anything. That was just tough. So, at any rate, Kings season about to start. We're excited about that. I'm excited. I don't know how you feel.
Yeah, it's always fun. It's going to be a very interesting season. It could go a number of ways. I think bottom line is they start out the season. If they start out great, maybe they stick with this veteran bunch. But if not, if they're sitting there, they win 5 of the first 20, something like that, then I think everybody's in play as long as, there's interest in those other guys. But some people are saying, Emran, pardon me, but, the national media, some are saying, they don't know what they're doing. They're all idiots. And I agree with what you just said. I think Scott Perry knows what he wants to do. We'll see if he's able to do it. Depends on a number of factors, but there is a plan there.
He's a little bit more transparent than Monty was. I mean, Monty would just never say anything, right? Boom, DeMar DeRozan. Boom, trading De'Aaron. It was just, there was no conversation that really led
Some of those
into
might not have been his
call?
Yeah.
You think it might have been somebody else?
Might have been.
Somebody higher up than the GM.
Might have been.
Higher up than the GM. We'll leave it to that.
Yeah.
The other thing, too, is that I feel like I feel like as I've watched the preseason so far, the short amount of preseason that we've seen. By the way, tougher to watch on TV. I had to hunt and peck to find the game last night.
Oh yeah,
It was on NBA TV. It wasn't
right.
on.
We got the Laker feed.
Right, but I was watching on the app on my phone. Like
yeah.
it was just on the NBC Sports Bay Area app. I would just say that, like, for me, watching Zach LaVine is pretty impressive. This guy can just score in so many ways. And even though De'Aaron, when he would drive and score, he was pretty unstoppable. Very, I'm going to harken back to like a Ginobili. Ginobili can, or Harden, late, like 5 years ago, Harden, that guy was unstoppable as a scorer. De'Aaron could get to the rim and score like that, had trouble with his jumper. LaVine can get to the rim too and has a nice jumper.
Yeah.
So I just feel like he scored 28 a game last year, 26 a game.
24 something.
I know DeMar led the Kings with 22, but he played for the entire season. I'm saying that LaVine, when he came over, had a portion where he was like above 25 points a game. This guy can score, and I just want to watch. If we're not going to win, be competitive, entertain us, and let's figure out what the next step is.
I think for them to be as good as they want to be this year, and yeah, there's a lot of things on the board, a lot of possibilities, but I think he's going to have to average, like 26 or more.
Yeah.
Yeah. Last year, he was 23-3 overall, 24 a game with the Bulls, and 22-4 with the Kings.
My biggest concern, and we'll stop talking about just the Kings, and we'll lead into some card talk. Even
We
if
got to
it's
talk about this article, too.
Okay,
man.
We'll talk about the article in a second. I'm having a little trouble with Schroeder.
He was much better last night. He played really well last night.
Okay, he has not looked good leading up until last night. I remember that he scored double digits finally.
25 last night.
Yeah. So maybe he's just tired from playing in these world championships, because these guys, you watch them, specifically guys that have played, like, for example, when we have the Olympics years and we have players that play all throughout, or they, like, for example, LeBron would play an entire season, then he'd play playoffs, and then he'd go play in the Olympics, and then he's like, ugh, right? Never got a break. I feel like Schroeder had that kind of a year.
Mm-hmm. The interesting thing about Schroeder last night, the Kings shot 55%. So they made shots. So they had 26 assists. So offensively, it was a good night. Schroeder scored 25, but he only had 2 assists. So
who led in assists?
Nick Clifford had 7.
Okay, let's get to card talk. I'm digging Nick Clifford. I like him a lot. I do not ever angle to say somebody should get traded, or we don't like them, or we don't want them, unless it's Malik Monk, because I have 8,000 Malik Monk signed jerseys. Okay, we love you, Malik. Never leave. But Nick Clifford's growth, just in seeing what he's about, has definitely had me feeling a lot better about trading DeRozan. I think DeRozan has not made a stink about leaving. He's been nothing but, class act here. But if he wants to chase championships near the end of his career, which is poor guy left, got traded for Kawhi, and then Kawhi wins the championship the very next year. That's tough, right? So for him to want a championship is understandable. But I feel a lot better knowing that Nick Clifford could step in there. This kid is good.
He is good.
Really good.
Against the Clippers, he got called for one of those James Harden fouls where he's looking around like, what? But he played through all that.
Yes.
He had a really strong game. He overcame that. And don't forget, we had the big announcement this week from Topps. I know we kind of had an indication this was going to happen, but the rookies will wear the rookie patches this year, including Nick Clifford.
Oh, I love it.
Next year, you have the Nick Clifford rookie patch card.
Am I going to be chasing that?
It sounds like you are.
I've never owned one of those yet. I bid. For those of you that don't know what we're talking about, Topps and Fanatics came up with this great idea called the rookie patch. And what they've done is when the player first steps on the field, in this case, we're talking about baseball because that's the only one. Also, wrestling has it too.
Steve White?
Steve White. It's on his trunks, on his butt part. There's this rookie patch. It's a small, probably a 2-inch patch that says Premier or something like that. Pro debut or something like that. Debut patch. And what they do is they put it on the player's very first time that they go on the field or court or whatever. They take that jersey back. They cut the patch out. They put it on a card. They have the player sign. It's a 1-of-1. It's the one that sold for $1 million as an example for the Paul Skeens. So they're doing that for basketball. I like the look of the debut patch. As Anthony clips this for our YouTubes, I would love it if Anthony would clip what that picture looks like of the...
Yeah, I just saw one today. I'm looking for it now.
It looks awesome.
Yeah.
Looks awesome. So this is going to be exciting. And as we've seen in the past, all cards, when it comes to football, basketball, baseball, the ones that have been selling the most when it comes to resale market have always been basketball. If you think about the triple patch LeBron logo, the logo man, triple, when you think about the Curry, Durant, LeBron, triple US, the debut, that's a beautiful patch. Anthony, clip that, please, so that way we have that on our YouTube. And I just think that this is going to generate some serious money. If you recall, Luka Logo Man rookie sold for $4 million.
The Cooper Flag debut patch
this is going to be a $1 million card for sure.
Yeah,
it's going to be a $1 million card. How? I mean, the fact that we're spending money on boxes in 2025, 26, and you're able to pull a card out that is worth $1 million is just crazy. It's just crazy. So exciting times to
pay
be
for that chance, even though it's a low chance.
Low chance, but
Yeah.
low chance. But it's better than the lottery as far as odds. Lottery's $1.
Yeah.
This might be $20,000 for a briefcase of Flawless.
Yeah.
But the point of it is that high risk, high reward, but 99% of you are going to get crushed. You're just going to get crushed.
But you get that giddy feeling.
Yes, not Josh Giddy feeling,
Come
but
out
you get a
of
Giddy
Barnes
feeling.
and Noble with your blaster.
I've got a blaster. The Cooper Flag 1-of-1 is in here. You're right.
Somebody's going to get it.
You want to talk about something else?
I want to talk about the article about Emran Pilati that was in the Sacramento Bee on the front page of the sports section. I didn't have time to read it, so
Yeah, I heard about
that's
it. Was it
tremendous.
good?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was great. I was very fortunate. A gentleman by the name of Mark Billingsley was the author of the article, and he did an interview with me. And it's so funny because we did the interview over the phone. And often when you do interviews over the phone, you're going to be misquoted. It's going to make you look kind of dumb. He had a few factual things incorrect, but they were minor. They were very minor. But it was awesome just being able to be interviewed by the Sac Bee and being able to be featured in it. It was really about the industry. The only thing that I wish that had happened was we talked more about Beckett, my son, and my wife, Jessica. But can't be choosers. I'm grateful for the opportunity. Sitting on this radio with a mic, doing this now for 2 years, and we'll talk about that in a second in regards to moving forward. I wanted the responsibility of being the voice and face of Sacramento sports cards and memorabilia. I wanted the responsibility of being somebody that could answer questions, help our community get better at this, continue to have people enjoy this hobby rather than it being a cutthroat business. And, to be able to do that, to be able to be part of the Sacramento Bee and do that article was something special and definitely something that I'm very proud of.
Yeah, I knew something was coming, but I didn't know what because I got a text from you. I have it right here. Wednesday, September 24th. Mark Billingsley interview for the Bee. And I remember texting you back saying, I don't know what that means.
Oh, is that what I texted you?
Yeah.
Well, read into it, buddy.
Then I think there was a number there or
Listen,
something.
you and I are supposed to finish each other's.
Lunch.
Sandwiches, that's correct. Soliloquies.
Yeah.
We're supposed to finish each other's
So
sentences.
I had a feeling something was going on. I think you included his number. Mark Billingsley, interview for the Bee. I know Mark Billingsley, but I was like, Emran, I don't know what that means. And then, so anyway.
That was the end of the text. And then I moved on to the next conversation.
Yes.
Now, I think that whenever we talk about this industry, we hear so many bad actors. And I'm not perfect. I never enter a conversation or a thought process of doing something negative or, taking advantage of people. And the far majority of people don't in this industry. But the bad actors are always the ones that are uplifted to the front. They're always front page news. I think that's just how cycles are in news, as you know. Bad press gets the press before the good press. So it's nice to be part of the good press every once in a while.
Really nice piece.
I was
nice
really
article.
happy about that.
I was
thanks
reading.
for mentioning.
I don't know if they have the right guy.
Man, Mark didn't interview me. Is that what Emmer was trying to tell me to do? Yes.
By the way, and congratulations
Thank
on
you.
that, and thanks to Mark Billingsley. We mentioned that on our show Monday. If you haven't seen it, all right, I was talking to our friend Scott Marsh yesterday. He didn't know about it, so we got to make sure.
What's
everybody knows
wrong
it.
with these people?
Yeah.
It's in the paper. What more can I do?
the Sacramento Bee.
Now I'm spending time on the radio talking about it.
Yeah.
Listen, guys, if you didn't see me on the article on Monday, let me tell you about me on the radio about going to see me on the article on Monday.
Right.
What a show.
Yes.
This is going well.
Uh-huh.
I'm sure the listeners are just riveted right now.
Try this segue on. Now, Scott Marsh is a Dodger fan, and speaking of the Dodgers,
Speaking of
last night, an incredible, unbelievable, almost literally unbelievable.
People are saying
I don't believe that performance.
People are saying this is the greatest game that somebody's ever played.
10 strikeouts, 6 shutout innings, and 3 home runs, including one that went over the pavilion roof. And I don't know that I've ever seen that before.
470.
Yeah.
This guy is one of the greats that we've ever seen. Now, we've seen the greats. We've seen Jordan. We've seen Kobe. We've seen LeBron. I know I'm going back. We've seen Barry, right? We've seen this. But we're literally watching one of the greatest players of all time.
He could be the best. I mean, he honestly
Give him a
could
few
be the
more
best.
years, and he's got all the makings of being the best player ever. I mean, this is insane. We're watching
Yeah.
Babe Ruth.
So what do you think of this, Emran? I saw this today in The Athletic. These are some rookie cards, Shohei rookie cards, that might still be affordable. And, of course, these prices
I
have
looked
probably
this up
gone
while
up.
you were doing it, while you're talking to.
Yeah. I got here, let's see, some of the paper cards as opposed to chrome. These are low-end, 2018 Stadium Club, 2018 Top Stadium Club Shohei rookie card, $30. 2018 Top Stadium Club Shohei rookie PSA 10, $179.99. So, I mean, that's still, if you want to get in, there's still
All right,
room. 2018 Top Shohei, Topps rookie, $50.
Listen to this, everybody.
Okay.
So, Ohtani 2018 Bowman Chrome was considered his rookie, even though, there's Topps rookie cards. We're looking at the Bowman Chrome Ohtani. Non-numbered, not autographed, nothing. Okay? Not a refractor, nothing. On October 16th, which was 2 days ago, the day before this game, a PSA 10 sold for $1,753, as in $1,753. Okay?
Okay.
Remember that number, $1,753 on, what's today? Saturday? So that was Thursday. This morning, that same card sold for $2,500. It went up $700.
So the prices I just said are already out of date.
Already out of date. And this is a non-numbered Ohtani rookie card. Imagine what a refractor number would look like, or even a signed one.
Yeah, an autograph.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, instead of speculating, if you want your mutual funds, just get an Ohtani. Okay? Get in at whatever what's affordable to you. This is as solid as it gets. The guy doesn't have, even when he had an injury, I think last year he did a slide and he injured his, Anthony, can you fact check me on this? I believe it was a shoulder where he either...
No, and he didn't pitch last year.
Right. It was his UCL, if I'm not mistaken. Same injury as Purdy. UCL.
Yeah, it was the shoulder.
It was a shoulder, right? He was sliding into it.
Yeah, partial dislocation.
And then he comes back and he gets 50 home runs. And then he comes back and he does this. And people were just poo-pooing him not even a week ago. This guy can't hit in the
He
playoffs.
wasn't a slump, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I think he's made up for it.
2018 Topps Chrome Shohei Ohtani rookie auto PSA 10 gem mint, $40,000, but I think that now is out of date.
So we're looking. Peg Junk is now. What's the word? Teasing me. Because it says, Emran, what's the ROI on that Ohtani? So I have to take okay. It's $700 more than it was 2 days ago, meaning that was $700. So I think you divide 700 by the original number, which is $1,753, which would then give us a percentage, which would show us how much of a percentage it went up over.
And it's still, there's a very reasonable chance it goes up again in the World Series if he's the MVP again.
Oh, my goodness. I mean, we're looking at them playing likely against the Mariners. How fun is this going to be? Cal Raleigh, the big dumper. We've got Randy Arozarena, who had an incredible season. It's a bunch of scrappy guys together versus the mega team, the mega powers.
Oh, you're already counting the Blue Jays out, huh?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
One more win for the Mariners, and they're in. So I'm counting out the Blue Jays.
I noticed that.
Counting out Blue Jays.
You may be right to do so.
Although they have an incredible pitching.
Vladdy Jr. would be fun to see on the big stage.
Sure. And now it shows.
He needs a big stage.
And then you look at his. So does the Big Dumper.
Yes.
Yes. You know why they call him Big Dumper?
Yes.
That booty.
Yes.
He's got junk in his trunk.
Yeah.
I wasn't looking, but I had to. I was like, what? Big Dumper. Anyways, moving right along. Can we edit that out?
Why? That's the type of insight that earns you an article in the Bean.
Just to let you know, for those of you that have not subscribed to our YouTube channel yet, go to YouTube and find True Sports Cards. Follow us. I only have 310 subscribers on YouTube. We need more.
Okay.
I need more love.
All
Peg
right.
Junk, what are you doing? You guys are already on YouTube. Let's follow us.
I got a question for you.
Let's hear it.
What's going on with Whatnot? True Sports Cards and Whatnot.
So a couple weeks ago, we talked about how I didn't enjoy Whatnot's comping system, our inability to state when a card sells for a certain amount. Well, I had some conversations with Whatnot in the management capacity of theirs, and they convinced me, hey, Emran, you know what? We've made some serious changes. We'd love for you to give us another try. I said, sounds good. Everybody deserves an opportunity at a second chance. Not that they need me, but, every Emran.
Like Sam Darnold. Daniel Jones.
Yes.
Mac Jones.
Yes, let's
Gino.
It's retribution tour. No, take me off of the retread pile. And you have all of these Whatnot streamers that yell and scream and they cuss on there, and I was never a fan of that. And they still have them on there, and it's not something I can control. But I want to be a family-friendly channel. I want people to be able to know that they can watch
the
with
Disney
their kids.
Channel of sports cards.
No way, Disney's awful. Disney's awful. I'm talking about just in the sense of like being able to watch with your kids and not have to go. Ugh. By the way, side note, I went to Chili's a couple days ago to have a little.
That sounds
good. Don't tell my wife, because every once in a while when I just need to de-stress, I have a molten lava cake and a water, and I'll work. So you'll see me.
And a water.
Yeah, well, got to stay away from that sugar. I can't have a soda. Well, what are you going to have? A soda with your dessert? That's a weird.
Milk.
That's what I'm going to drink? Milk?
Some kind of milk. There's lots of different milks.
Milks. Is milks even a word? Milks.
Yeah.
Plural?
Sure. It is now.
Yeah, there's different types of milks.
Milks. Yeah. This is the clip that we're going to clip for YouTube. So I sit there and I'm doing it, and there's a guy sitting there with his friends. It's a guy, his wife, and a friend, and they're probably in their 30s, and there's children sitting next to them in a different booth. And this guy is just dropping cuss words like crazy. And I looked at him, and I wanted to say something. I didn't. And then he kept going, and I said, hey man, I'm by myself, right? Eating a molten cake and a water.
Yeah.
Facing them in the booth, right? And I go, hey man, there's kids right there. Can you tone it down? And he looked mad at me.
Yeah.
And it just goes to show the lack of respect when you think about just when Beck gets older, I'm going to protect him. I'm not exactly the most, clean speaking person off air.
The Disney Channel of sports cards right here.
I don't. Should I be offended by that? No, I guess not. How about this? I'm the Coco Melon. Does that mean anything to you?
No.
I'm the Coco. You have a Kenji's your grandkid. You don't know who Coco Melon is?
I do not know who that.
Okay.
I'm not going to pretend.
Okay.
I'm not going to. Oh yeah. I love him, her, or it, or them.
You're going to be Googling Coco Melon here in a little bit. Any rate, I just wanted to make sure that our Whatnot was somewhat family friendly and people could feel good about that. And not only that, but a lot of people watch Whatnot on their app at work. And when you have people dropping, cuss words the entire time, it's a tough watch. And because
it's an effing tough watch.
It's an effing tough watch. What the H? This is a bunch of S. Okay, so at any rate, so I said, I'm going to go back on Whatnot. Let's give it a try. And so we came back on Monday, the day that my article came out, the day after my birthday, and we did the Whatnot. And I sold singles on there. We did about 300 sales in 4 hours. I was screaming and yelling and talking about the cards. But we had a great time. In fact, I hadn't been on the app in almost 7 months selling. And I got on the app and I was doing so good in the room and so many people were coming through there that on the entire app in the category, I was number 4 as far as the people in my room, as we call it. I had almost 200 people in the room for almost most of the event.
Were you selling some vintage stuff?
This was just regular singles that were modern.
Oh, okay.
Jerseys, patches, autographs, etc. Although yesterday I scheduled a vintage raw singles, and that was a lot of fun.
I heard about it.
I sold 1975 or older cards. There was a few that were in the 80s. I sold a Ricky Henderson rookie card. Everything was ungraded. And I would love for those that are on the Whatnot app to come and bookmark our shows. I'm back on Monday at 9 a.m. We'll be doing it every Monday, selling those. I added a friend by the name of Sean who's going to be helping us. He's going to be running WWE singles. We don't know when yet, but he'll be doing that. So Steve White might be your favorite wrestler. Steve White might be a part of that. Steve White. And on Tuesday night, I'm doing 1990s basketball, which is my favorite era of collecting.
Really?
Oh my goodness. These inserts from the 1990s basketball, not only are they fun nostalgia for me, that's right after I graduated high school. I was, getting into my collecting bag. And then you had some of the most incredible and iconic inserts ever. You had jambalaya. You had net shredders. You had Topps Finest that came out in 93 with the refractors. Nobody had refractors before.
Yeah,
these are
electrifying.
Electrifying. You had all these really cool refractors and inserts.
Jam Masters?
Jam Masters is in there, yep. Hoops came out in 1989-90. So this was an era. Skybox was doing really good. Kobe's Rookies was in 96. Duncan Rookie 97. Right? 98 was Vince
Shaq's
Carter.
Rookie's in there too, right?
Shaq is in 93, 94.
Yeah.
No, 92, 93. Weber was 93, 94. Kidd and Hill, 94, 95. 96, 97 was Kobe, Iverson. Like, you can see it right now. I'm like, because that was just such a great era of basketball. And all throughout that was Jordan. All the different Jordan. That was the Jordan Bulls. That was the 3P twice. I mean, this is the six-time NBA champions. What an era of what that was. And if you remember when Last Dance came out, what nostalgia that brought and reminded us what a great time it was to be collecting cards. So we'll be selling 1990s basketball and whatnot. I believe I start at 9 p.m. Pacific time on Tuesday night. And there's over 100 Michael Jordan cards that I'll be selling that night.
Wow. How long does a session typically run?
Until I run out of cards. But I run 15-second sudden death, meaning that we started them at $1 and they just run for 15 seconds. The clock doesn't stop. And whatever it closes out, we close it out.
Oh, okay.
So if you figure that it takes me 25 seconds per auction, and I'm running probably for probably I'll be running from
frantic.
Yes,
That's
the
the whole point. I realize
9 p.m. till probably 1 a.m. is what I'll do it till. So you figure 4 hours ish. 300 auctions, something like that. It'll be a lot of fun.
Busy.
Yeah, that's why my voice. This is the callback. Why my voice sounds like this is because I've been going 8 hours this week of yelling and selling. And this upcoming week is about probably another 12 to 16 hours.
Sounds like it always does to me, but
You look tired, Imran. Thanks, Whitey. You're the greatest. By the way, nothing but compliments. It's weird because we spent an hour together, and then I spent another 4 hours for therapy right behind this.
Nice. What?
What? You look tired. Your voice sounds terrible.
It doesn't. I said it doesn't sound terrible. It sounds like it always does. Sounds normal. You took it as me saying, your voice always sounds terrible. No, I'm saying you sound razor sharp
When
today.
I tell you that my voice sounds bad and you go, it sounds like it always does, that could be construed as Your voice sucks.
No, but it doesn't, and that's what I'm
And
saying.
what the F are you doing?
It sounds
This is
like
a bunch of S.
You sound fine. You sound like you're on it. You don't sound worn down. Back.
You're a guy that if
back.
you read the transcripts, the words are correct, but if you could see your face right now and your emotions.
Well, I'm sorry. I'm just upset about this grading up charge. I
Are you?
apologize. I am.
And when the last time you personally graded,
It was a couple weeks ago at your store.
was it?
Yeah.
What'd you grade?
A Kobe electrifying insert.
That's right.
Yeah.
And you got a 9.
Yes, I was very surprised and happy.
That's a very difficult card to have a 9 in.
Mm-hmm.
What's the estimated value now? We looked it up together. I know it was hundreds.
yeah.
I can't remember how many
You
hundreds.
said I think the most recent sale at that time was in the 800s.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I don't know what it's done since then.
How fun is that to be able to have
great.
an insert that's worth probably $80, getting it graded, getting a 9, and having it be worth around $800?
Yes.
That's pretty cool.
It is.
It's nice to have cards that can go up in value through grading. However, there's been a conversation this week that's been going around, and people have talked about how Jeff Wilson, who is an influencer in the hobby, was excited about posting how he got a $4,600 upcharge.
I saw some of that. It was a little confusing.
What'd you read about that? What'd you
I
hear
just saw
about?
he posted, I think he
It was
posted-
he.
Yeah.
It was
and
he.
then he was also saying, you people don't understand. So, and I came in the middle of it, but he was saying, no, if I get that upcharge, then that means they get more money and I get more money and everybody wins. And that's kind of where I left it.
Okay, so the complaint is from the collector is, okay, if I send a card in and I get an upcharge, that means that the value of the card has gone up, determined by PSA. Okay, so somebody at PSA is looking up comps and seeing what the values are and going, oh, that card is not worth, that Otani is not worth $700 anymore, because that's what you'd buy it if it was ungraded. But because we graded a PSA 10, it's now worth $2,500, and we want a little slice of that too. So now your upcharge is going to be another $100 as an example for the Otani, because it went up in value through another tier, another threshold. Well, how is that, says the collector, how is that not a conflict of interest? Because if the company wants to make more money in a capitalist society, then make them all 10. Because if you're going to collect an extra $100 or $200 or $300 or $4,600 because of a grade that you choose, that you tell me that it's worth, how is that not a conflict of interest?
And let me ask Emran, as far as I know, there's not even any regulations there. If
No.
they did that, they wouldn't actually be, obviously it'd be unethical, but they wouldn't be in violation of any statute or law.
And even worse, when you had a competitor that was gaining momentum in SGC, right? They were getting, PSA would get 1.6, 1.7, 1.8 million submissions a month. But then you saw SGC, and they were the slow and steady, right? They've been around as long as PSA, if not a little bit longer, but they were known for vintage. But they put in a guy by the name of Peter, who's a young guy, decided to make him president, and he came up with ideas. But his main idea was customer service. Treat the people with respect, get their cards back to them quickly, grade fairly, and go. And they started making momentum, right? They started getting 200, 300, 400,000 cards a month that was being sent to them. And then PSA went, we should probably buy that company. And they bought the company. And then they started slowly phasing down SGC. And Peter I'm air quoting, left SGC. We know that that's not the truth. And now SGC last month had less than 80,000 cards submitted to them. So PSA, all they did was just enhance their reign.
Cut the legs right out from under a competitor.
And now we have our secondary company that we send business to, CGC. We just started. They got over 500,000 cards sent to them last month. So what does that mean? Does that mean PSA goes, hey, they're going to close again? You know, it's a lot like a Mario Kart. You've never played that before. Anthony knows exactly what I'm talking about.
think I have.
Mario Kart.
Yeah.
Or how about Spy Hunter? You ever play that game?
No, I'm
Spy
not familiar
Hunter?
with Spy Hunter.
I don't know what that is either.
Oh my goodness. I am so old right now.
Anthony's a big Dungeons and Dragons guy.
Oh yeah. Oh, you guys talked Dungeons and Dragons on
With Matt
Drive Guys
George,
this week.
yeah.
What a terrible conversation. I went, where am I? Get me out of here. Anyways, when you got too close to Mario, he would hit his little button and it would dissipate you. You'd fall behind, or you do the Inspire. They put the little oil slick, and the guy chasing him would fall. That's kind of how PSA has been.
Is this then an opportunity for CGC or whomever?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I think speed and
Peter,
customer
what's
service.
Peter doing? Hire Peter.
I would. Peter would be an excellent hire at any company, at any industry, because the guy was so transparent, and he was just a really smart young guy. Not was he's not RIP. He's still with us. That I know.
Forget you, Peter.
Yeah, Peter, you were a good one. No, he's still alive and he's doing great. I'm sure he had a nice exit plan from SGC. But when you have talented people like that, like if I were anybody right now and I had all the money in the world, which I don't have much of, I would buy Beckett and I would hire Peter. Not my son Beckett, but how cool would that be if I could buy Beckett, have my son be the mascot for the company, and then hire Peter to run it? Beckett has been a standard of grading for many years until the pandemic. And then they just dropped the ball, and they just have never been able to recover.
I know they have weighed in on this. I believe I just saw a post this week from Beckett that said, we charge the same no matter how much the card is worth.
Say that again. I want to understand what you meant by that. Say that again.
I believe they countered all of this going on with PSA by saying our prices for grading are the same no matter how much the card is worth.
Well, SGC had a small upcharge with theirs. I did a Luca signed refractor rookie or a silver, and they did a small upcharge. But yes, those companies that are saying the value of the card doesn't matter to us, we want to be a fully third-party neutral grading company. There's a lot of conflict in PSA right now. Not only are they upcharging when it comes to this, and listen, I want to make sure I don't put myself in a lot of trouble. I'm a PSA approved submission center, right? My company is. So keep this in mind. I service the customers. That's what they want. They want PSA grading. I understand that. I can't not have them be this, but I can still have an opinion and still be somewhat critical about a company that I think can improve. When you have a company that's going to upcharge you based on value, that could be a racket, because all you have to do is just say, hey, you know what? We need an infusion of cash, says Nat Turner, the owner of, give us some PSA 10s on some of these big numbers and let's get some money in there. Do I think they're doing that? No, I don't think they're doing that, but they can. They can. And like you said, there's no regulation. How about this? When the cards come back, before they come back, PSA makes an offer. Hey, did you know that you got a PSA 10 on an Ohtani? We'll offer you $1,800 for it before we even ship it back to you. Do you want to take it or not? Well, if you submitted the card for $700, you paid $700 for the card. You submitted it in. You paid $100 for grading. You're into it for $800, and PSA says before we send it back to you, we'd love to buy it from you for $1,800. There's a lot of people that say yes, absolutely, of course. I'm only into it for $800. I'm making $1,000, and I don't have to worry about selling it or anything. Yes. Who is funding the $1,800 offer? Is PSA buying it? Where's it going after it gets bought?
Right.
There's somebody in the background. Is it repackers? Is it a single investor? What happens to the card once it's purchased? I'm so interested to follow the tracking of a certificate. Let's say it's 111111115. That's the number on the card. And that is purchased from PSA before it even gets dismissed back to the customer. They buy it based on an offer. Where does that card go? Does it end up in a repack? Does it end up at a card show? Does it end up back in the PSA vault and they're selling it on their eBay? Where does that card go? That's the transparency that I would love to see. Because then if you could tell me, hey, it's going to repackers, it's going to this breaker, it's going to that breaker, it's going into this product. Cool. Right? We don't know any of that stuff. And that's where I have the issue.
So there's lots of complaints, but it doesn't seem to be affecting their business at all.
If I don't say nothing, then I can't,
Yeah.
What are you going to do? Send it to Beckett?
Yeah.
Send it to the SGZ? Until the customers decide that that's not for them anymore.
And bottom line, PSA 10 is worth more than a 10 by anybody else, right?
Correct.
It's
Well,
still-
the
yeah.
only time that it's ever worth more anywhere else is a BGS Pristine. And even that, a BGS Pristine, which is the 4 subgrades, 3 of the 4 would be a 10. That's only even slightly higher. It's maybe like a 1.1 times or a 1.2 times. BGS Black Label, that's all 4 subcategories, all 10s. That's the rarest of the rare of anything that you could get graded. Those are usually 2 times PSA 10. So it's not an exact calculation, but it's around there is what I've seen. So that's that.
PSA still rules the roost.
Until customers say that that's not the case, they rule the roost. And it really comes down to it's an uprising that needs to happen if that's what people want to do. I'm here to service the customers in any way, but I will tell you this too. This is where the upcharges conversation that we have to have. We had a couple weeks ago. We're having it now. On November 1st, we're going to be charging the upcharge. I'm passing through the exact cost of what they upcharged me. So instead of $30 for a single card to get graded through value or $25 per for 5 or more in the value category, that's the lowest price and the slowest. Lowest and slowest. 30 on a single card, 25 for 5 or more are now going to 32 and 27.
What's the wait?
They said 65 business days. And remember, that's the problem, is that weekends don't count, holidays don't count, and it's from when they open the package. That's why when we submit our cards on our customer's behalf, we have an employee down there. I ship it directly to him. He physically walks in and hands it to the PSA rep that I have, avoiding the mailroom, which I've told you in previous shows could be anywhere from 2 weeks, 3 weeks to 6 weeks before they even open the package to start the process. So we're trying to shortcut by about a month, but even we just got back stuff from June. Okay, that we submitted in June. So when people say, "Is my card ready?" I said, "When did you submit it?" They go, 3 weeks ago. I said, "Brother, come back on your birthday."
Yeah.
Right? That's how slow it is. However, there's other options, and there's options to get it back faster. Just pay more. That's what PSA has told me. You want it back faster? No problem. Give us more money. And, there was a guy that paid $90 for a regular submission. That's what they call regular. It came back in a month and a half. Okay.
So the more people pay to speed it up, the slower it gets for the people who aren't paying more to speed it up, right?
There's another human that's got to push that item to the back.
Yeah.
So the more $90, $200, $350 submissions in, the farther because as far as I know, they're not hiring anybody new. And even if they did hire somebody off the street, now it's like, hey, you're good? Come on in. Okay, grade. It's like, wait a minute, should I have some experience? No, we have too much of a backlog. So where do you find competent graders to work at your company? You have to either steal them from other companies, which that's part of what the SGC plan was, in my opinion, is that, look, if we could take SGC, take their 300 graders, move them over to us, now we were able to take more inflow. But that's not what PSA told me. What PSA told me was, Emran, it's going to be a little bit pricier, and the good news is we're going to be a little bit slower. It's like, wait a minute, what? What's happening here? Did the plastic price go up to encapsulate the card?
Might have, right?
The same plastic, the $3 plastic that you used for my Tyler Hero. I'm going to use one of your junk cards. Let's go with Jackson Merrill, a non-numbered rookie card.
That's not junk, but okay.
To everybody else, it is. That's a $3 piece of plastic. And that's the same $3 piece of plastic that they did for Jeff Wilson's card for $100,000. So if the cost of the plastic is the same, and the cost of the human capital is the same, then when you charge more, shouldn't you be able to staff with more people?
I would think so. That'd be a tough job, grading.
From what I physically saw when I went there, it is not a fun place to be if you're a grader.
Yeah.
You're sequestered in a room to grade.
And you've probably we need to get X number of cards out of you today, and you've only got...
Feels Amazonish.
Yeah.
Right? Like, go. No breath breaks. Go. The report is that PSA gets out about 80,000 cards a day, graded and completed. So 80,000 times 30 days, we were looking at what is that, 3.2 million? But they're influxing, they're inbounding almost 2 million, maybe more. And that's just their card division. That doesn't include things like Funko Pops or their PSA DNA authentication grading. That doesn't count like any of that stuff. So, boy, that's like a therapy session right now.
Nice.
Because I'm converting a lot of my customers' feelings right now on the radio. I get this every day. Do you know when my card's coming back? Brother, I call you the second it walks in the door. Your guess is as good as mine. We do the best we can to be able to track it, but I'm not grading it. I'm not pushing it through. I submitted it. I made sure that it arrived there safely, and we're pushing it through. I had a guy that came to our store. He submitted a Jordan rookie, and it came back evidence of tampering recolored. And the guy's like, "What are you talking about? This." And he had the right to be upset because he thought that he had this recolored. Like, what? Why are you yelling at me?
Right.
I'm sure. Like I'm the X-ray. It's like yelling at the doctor that your foot's broken. Like, well, I didn't break it. I'm showing you the X-ray. I'm showing you what they gave me. I don't know. So what I did was I said, I felt bad. You just submitted a card for $300. It came back. They took your money, took the money. So I'll submit it to SGC for free for you. And I did. Cost me, I don't know, $30 round trip. It's coming back. Came back recolored. So they were correct in their grading.
Yeah.
And I had a secondary company. Without letting SGC know, you got to send it in neutral. You guys analyze this, and they determined that it was recolored as well. So what can you do?
Stupid question. That means that somebody tampered with it to make it look newer
Yes.
at some point?
So the Jordan
color.
rookie has red, white, and blue as the coloration on the exterior, as you know. Somebody took a red Sharpie or red marker to kind of cover up some of the white that was showing in the red portions. So
Yeah.
that's why when it comes to vintage and cards like that, I love to buy the vintage raw. But one of the first things that I do is I submit it to a company to make sure that it's not trimmed or recolored or any of that kind of stuff. So as an example, CGC has been an affordable option and they're coming back fairly fast, 30 to 45 days. I'll submit them because I could send it for $15. I'll send a Mickey Mantle in there. They come back and they say, hey, it's good. It's a PSA 6, or excuse me, a CGC 6. I go, okay, cool. Now I can make a decision. Do I send it to PSA? It only cost me $15 to get the CGC, knowing that it's real, authentic, non-recolored, non-trimmed. Now that I have it encapsulated at 6, do I send it to PSA and say, hey, PSA, I'm paying your regular grading fee. I don't want you to crack it out of the CGC slab unless it's a 6 or higher, right?
Yeah.
And they're going to charge me for it no matter what. But now I could get into the encapsulation that I want if I want PSA. And I know that I don't have to worry about it being trimmed or colored or sending it back.
I sold some.
It's a weird game that we have to play, but it's a game.
Some Oakland Oaks Pacific Coast League cards from 1949 or something. I sold them to a guy on eBay, and he was interested, but he was very cautious. And he noticed that some of them seemed to be they were different sizes, and he was worried that they were cut.
Yes.
Yeah. And I said,
Trimmed.
Thank you. And they weren't. I said, that's just the way they made them. Because I got them from someone I knew that they weren't tampered with.
Yeah.
And he bought them and we were fine. But it was funny because I realized, you're right. These are kind of different sizes, but I think that's literally the way they were made in 1949.
One of the tricks of the trade that I do now is I'm a collector of Jordan rookies. I love Jordan rookie. It's my favorite card to collect. I have quite a bit of them. But if somebody comes in and it's raw, ungraded, we usually strike a deal before we even send it to grading. So I say, look, I'll buy this from you, but either I buy it super cheap because I'm taking the risk, or what we can do is we could come to an agreement on what the card's going to grade at. So if it's a PSA 3, a 4, a 5, a 6, sliding scale,
yeah.
And I will submit it on my dime, right? It's going to be $300 to get this card graded. I'm going to send it. I'll pay for it ahead of time. We already have an agreed upon price about what I'm going to pay for it. And what we'll do is I will deduct the $300 to get it graded, and then we come to our agreed price. So if the agreed price is $2,500, I take the $300 that I fronted. I give them $2,200 for that particular graded version of it. If it came back an 8, we already have a number. If it came back a 2, we already have a number. And customers have loved that because I've not only done a fair thing up front, but I've also confirmed to them that they were able to say, okay, I maximized my dollars because I did get a 4 instead of a 3 or instead of a raw. Let's talk about next week. We're going to be on location somewhere else before we close out our our show today. Next week, we'll be at my store. Rick Barry, the Hall of Famer, will be there. I bought 2 tickets that I wanted him to sign. Quickly speak about that because I know we got a couple minutes.
Washington Caps, the American Basketball Association, Washington Coliseum. Unfortunately, there's no date on here, but this would have been 1970 or 71 or so. But they're in great condition. $2 tickets to see the Washington Caps of the ABA, who later became the Virginia Squires.
I'm going to have Rick Barry sign those tickets.
Nice.
Yeah, so I'm going to have him sign those tickets. Rick Barry in shop with us. You can get his tickets right now. Any item, $60, and that includes the JSA authentication. 2 more things I want to tell you.
Yeah.
We'll be on location. Whitey and I will be there. Anthony will be in studio, but we'll be on location with Rick Barry at my shop, 6661 Sanford Ranch in Rockland. Please go check. Please visit us. Go to the website, truesportscards.com to get your tickets. Here's one other thing I'll tell you. I'm happy to say that we have signed for another year here at the True Sports Card Show. So we're on the radio for another year. We'll be doing this for another year. Whitey, if you want to do it, I would love for you to continue.
I'll do it.
Here's the other thing, too. We would love a presenting sponsor.
There you go.
It's time. After 2 years, I'm ready to bring you on board. If you have a business that you want to promote on our show, let us know. True Sports Cards on Instagram. DM me.
Let's do it. We'll see you at the True Sports Card store
Next week.
Keep cash register machines humming. Shop and shop. Every sport that you can name. With autographed jerseys in there. It's the energy all around you. The thrill of